everybody, it's me Samantha here with another video. If you are new to my channel, hi, it's nice to see you. Please don't forget to subscribe. I make videos on beauty and makeup, and today's video is really just a full face of all of my favorite things. Some of these things are not new. In fact, most of them are not new because, let's be honest, when you have your holy grail items, it's really hard to beat them, and that's why they're your holy grail items. So this is going to be a full face of my holy grail items. Some of these things are new, just a few of them, and so yeah, if you are interested, please continue to watch and we're going to get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start out with is sunscreen. I've already used my skincare products, but sunscreen, and this one is kind of a sunscreen primer. It's a dual product, and that is the Supergoop Matte Screen. I don't know if it's like my lights are just way too blinding, but it's a SPF of 40, and it's 100% mineral broad spectrum sunscreen, sweat and water resistant up to 40 minutes. And yeah, I purchased this in the recent welcome back sale from Sephora because I'm a really big fan of the glow screen, but I was finding that I was just a little too glowy at the end of the day, and so I needed something that was more mattifying, and I figured I would try this out. So far I like it a lot. It is slightly tinted. I'm going to add more and show you guys. So it has a tint to it, and under makeup you're not going to see any casts also. Alright, now that that's all blended, I always forget a spot. It's like in my hair or something. I always somehow do that. The next thing that we're going to use also is the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I have mine in the shade 5 Tan, and I really love this under makeup. I feel like it gives you a really gorgeous natural glow. And I've also been using the Rare Beauty Flaunt in the same way, and I do like that, but I just like this a little bit more. Well, maybe not. I think right now they're like neck and neck, but because I'm more familiar with this product, I'm not comfortable. I'm not quite there yet to say that the Rare Beauty one has beat it out or replaced it, or just because the shade on the Rare Beauty one is a little bit warmer, because I feel like even though this goes on yellow, once it's blended out it can be a little bit more icy. But it's just such a good, like, everyday product and very reliable product that I just can't say just yet that this has been replaced. And then my current favorite foundation, you guys probably already know, is the Milani Screen Queen, and I use the shade Warm Almond. And I do also want to mention, this is a new favorite for me. This is the e.l.f. blending sponge, and I've been obsessed with this lately, so this is also a new favorite of mine. And I don't even know, I've been like experimenting with so many foundations lately. I hope this is still my perfect shade because I'm kind of losing my tan a bit already. This is a product that I just started using this summer, and I've been obsessed with it. I feel like the coverage is perfect. It doesn't have like a crazy matte look or anything like that. It really does look natural, like if it's my skin, and that's my favorite thing about it. So that's just one pump. I am gonna add probably another like a half a pump more to the face. just because my skin is really uneven in my cheek area. I even have like some patches where it's lighter, and it's becoming more and more noticeable. So I don't know, how many of you tan girls out there have experienced that? Like, I mean, I've always kind of had like a little bit darker around my lips, a little bit darker around my mouth, almost like a natural contour. It gets a little darker here in my forehead, but now I'm getting like these patches that I can even see sometimes through my foundation that are just slightly lighter than the rest of my face. This is the makeup that I love to wear every day because I feel like I could leave the house like this and kind of still look like just me, like I'm not really wearing any makeup. I don't wear makeup to look like someone else or to like, I don't know, to like catfish anybody, but like because I like the way it looks and I feel like it just makes me a little bit, it looks like me but just a little elevated. So that's what I love about these specific products that I've already put on. I feel like it's just me but enhanced a little bit. Bronzer was always a product that I actually struggled to find a really good bronzer, and so for years I could not find a good powder bronzer. Most of my bronzer collection was collected through BoxyCharms because I never saw a bronzer that I felt really appealed to me, and the only thing that I would use for years and years and years is this Maybelline Super Stay Foundation Stick in the shade Mocha, which is phenomenal. I absolutely love this. But I have found a couple powder bronzers that I absolutely love. One being the, of course, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless or whatever airbrush bronze, and I have it in the shade 3 Tan, and I adore this product. I think it's absolutely amazing. But before I purchased this, I had purchased the Revolution XX bronzer in the shade Phantom, and I really loved this. Then I tried the Charlotte Tilbury. This was amazing, and I just recently realized that they are pretty close in shade and formula, and I'm gonna hold them to you side by side, but if you see that, there's really not much of a difference. They're both a matte formula, and I'm just gonna swatch it on my fingers. I mean, the difference is so subtle, and on the skin it's really not much. So this one is the Charlotte Tilbury. It has a slight more red tint to it, and this one is the Phantom one, which is a little bit more neutral leaning. But I mean, they're so incredibly similar. And today I'm just gonna go in with the Phantom one. I really couldn't choose between these three. I mean, this kind of stands on its own as a cream product, but from powder, these two are like my top favorite, and this one's just a slightly more neutral vibe. So, you know, it kind of depends on what you're feeling that day. Sometimes I like to look a little bit more red because my forehead tends to tan a little bit more red leaning. But this is really pretty, and you've seen me use the Charlotte Tilbury more than a few times, so I know you guys know I like it. So yeah. This is just like the Charlotte Tilbury, very pigmented, and you have to go in with a light hand. And I think I'm going to purchase another one of these in a lighter shade as I'm losing my tan. Like, this is not going to be the one I'm going to be able to wear, but I just love this formula. The Charlotte Tilbury one is amazing, but it's so expensive. I don't think I'm gonna run out to purchase the lighter shade. So I don't know if if that's helpful to you guys, but yeah, it is a little bit powdery. Like, I think the Charlotte Tilbury one is just a little harder pressed, but I don't mind powdery products if they work really well, and this is definitely one that does work really well. Like, that's crazy pigmented. Now I gotta blend that out. I'm just going to Walmart today. We're not doing anything crazy, so I don't need to like look extra glamorous, even though every time I say that I end up doing some crazy looks, so take that with a grain of salt. So my absolute favorite blush, and it makes me sad to say this because it's so incredibly expensive, but it's the Natasha Denona Bloom palette, and I'm obsessed with this blush right here. It's called, it doesn't have the shades on the palette, but it's the Blush and Glow one, and it's the raspberry color in there that I adore so much. It's extremely pigmented, so you have to be careful with it. I just take this BH Cosmetic brush and I literally just go boop boop. That's it. Because that is probably enough. Probably. And I always start up here. And you can see what I mean. I just did that. Boop, boop. And look. And I just did it again. And it just looks so pretty and natural. And it's like, how can you not like that? And you don't have to use very much. I feel like I always get one side just perfect and then the other side's overdone. So let's see if I can try not to do that. Did I just do it right there? I did. It looks so pretty. And there's some other really pretty blushes in here. This one's gorgeous, but it's called a Duo Glow, so it's more like a highlighter, peachy. I don't know. It's so bright in here because the clouds are going in and out, but here we go. It's like a peachy, highlighty color, and then there's another cream base that's peachy in tone. It doesn't really do too much. It's almost like you want a subtle glow highlight. And then they have the extreme glow extreme, like highlighty color. So let me actually just swatch the berry one too, so you can see all of the shades there. I'm gonna wait to see if I'm gonna highlight till after I do my eyes, because honestly I don't even know what I'm gonna do with my eyes, and I don't want to get carried away. Ugh, my voice. I did not conceal because I forgot. We're going to use the tried and true Born This Way Sculpt whatever use sculpting concealer in the shade Warm Sand. This is the shade I use in the summer, and then in the winter I use just regular sand. And I should have done this before, but I was so excited about bronzer. And of course, my husband's home and the dogs are gonna go nuts. I'm just gonna add some more of that blush because I took some of it off with the concealer. Here we go. It's very bright. Alright, I just turned on the lights because the sun is out and it's just making it crazy. This is how we're looking so far. and I'm going to set my under eye with my favorite powder right now, which is the Grwm Hydrate and Set. I have it in the shades tan and medium. Today I'm going to use medium to set my under eye. Alright, I'm back. I had to step away because it's lunchtime and the kids were demanding food. So, that's that. So, this is my base so far, and we're going to go into eyes. And lately I've been loving these e.l.f. cream, like putty primers or whatever they're called. I purchased 3 different shades at 3 different occasions because I love it so much. I feel like it does a really good job keeping my makeup in place all day, and I like that they have lots of color selection. So I actually purchased a white one so that when I wear my bright colorful eyeshadows that they show up really nicely. I've tried to blend these with a brush before. I'm going to zoom you in since we're going to be doing eyes. To blend these with a brush, and they just don't blend that well with a brush. I think you really need the warmth of your fingers to get this to go on nicely. So if you're a person who usually does concealer, or you put your primer on with like a flat paddle brush, you're not going to get the same type of application because it really does require the warmth of your hand, and you do need to kind of move quickly because this boy dries down fast. So those are all the reasons why I love it. But if you like to take your time with your makeup, you're just enjoying it extra, then I would, just give you that little piece of advice. For eyeshadow palettes, I don't really have a favorite eyeshadow palette. Well, yes and no. I do have kind of a favorite eyeshadow palette because the color story is amazing, and that is the Juvia's Place Tri palette, and I'll show you what the inside looks like. But they've discontinued this, so I can't share this with you. So, what I've chosen is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. It looks like this. It's really, really pretty, and the inside is kind of perfection. It's like perfect for fall, winter, glam, everyday looks, and the formula is great. Anastasia Beverly Hills has very reliable formula. So we are going to use this today, and we're just gonna keep it low-key eyeshadow look today because we're just going to Walmart. We're not doing anything outrageous. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which is called Ginger, and this is a pretty much like perfect transition shade. I tell you, no matter how many times I tell these kids to stop screaming, all they do is scream. So we're gonna go in right here, per usual, right at the brow bone. And I always start on the outside and then blend inward. I don't add any extra product right away. I want it to look as smooth as possible before I go in and add another shade. And I'm gonna go all the way to this spot here where my brow meets my nose. And the sun's going in and out. I'm sorry, guys. And this is such a thick, fluffy brush that I can flip it on the other side that's clean and kind of blend the edges of it. And I think that looks just right. Now I'm gonna take it and go right in to this inner part of my lid, or outer part, I should say. I'm going to take out my handy dandy M506 and go into the shade Credit, which is a really rich chocolate brown right there. And focus it here on the edge. And we're going to keep it really simple and neutral, so I'm just going to keep it just like that. I think that's really good. I'll just blend a little more here in the crease area, but it looks incredibly smooth. And we're going to take the shade Sponsored, which is this one right here. It's like a taupey teal. I feel like it's a really beautiful standout shade in this palette. All right, so we're gonna go into Sponsored and put that all over the lid. And then I'm going to take this shade here, Soleil, and put that in my inner corner. And I'm actually not going to do anything on the lash line on the bottom because we're not going to work. We're not doing anything crazy. We're just going to Walmart. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so I'm just going to do the other eye to match. Okay, so both my eyes are done. We are going to put on our brows so we don't look crazy. And the products I've been loving lately have been my NYX Precision Brow and the M Cosmetics Cream Brow and the shade Espresso. This is in the shade Ash Brown. I've been using this for ages, off and on. I always seem to go back to this pencil, so I was like reluctant for a long time to be like, this is my favorite brow, but I still haven't found something that satisfies me the way this one does. I wouldn't say that it's perfect. I swear a brow really can make or break a face if they're like too severe looking, or this one has always been the difficult one for me because of my scar there. Like literally I have like one hair right there that needs to get plucked. And I'm going to take that out right now because it's driving me nuts. Okay, so those are my brows. We're going to go in with mascara. And I'm still really loving my It Cosmetics Superhero. I always start with my bottom lash. Otherwise, when I start at the top, I get it on my lid. Starting to dry out a bit, but I'm not mad at it. It makes such a big difference when you have mascara on. Alright, so that is the look with mascara. I'm going to put on my favorite lip product, and that's the YSL, I don't know what it's called, Rouge Lip Shine, and this is Rose Blazer. I just like want to eat this. It's so tasty. Alright, this is the final look of all my favorite products. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any of these products and you love them too, please put a comment below. Let me know. We're like friends, you know? So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please also don't forget to subscribe so you can come back and see more videos with me. It really means a lot to me that you've taken the time to watch my videos, and thank you guys. Bye.